Hello, my name's Flick and I'm taking you inside Picturehouse. This month we come to you from Stratford Upon Avon Picturehouse in Windsor Street. A stone's throw from Shakespeare's birthplace on Henley Street, some 500 years previous. The two-screen cinema, with its cafe bar and balcony overlooking the town, was opened on the 2nd of May 1997 by Sir Ben Kingsley, following a petition signed by more than 2,000 people demanding a local cinema.
I've been here for 15 years. I've seen a lot of changes during that time. In particular, the projection side of things changed from 35 and 70mm to digital. One thing that hasn't changed, it's always been a great community cinema and we have a fantastic team here.
I remember when the cinema opened and it's just brilliant to be such a part of that memory.
Personally for me, I pride myself on my ability to engage and interact with the customer, and again, people love the charm here. The Stratford Click stuff, that always goes down well. The balcony is a big draw for customers.
So we do a quiz here every month, it's called the Real Big Quiz. We get loads of people coming in, we have really fun rounds, really silly rounds.
What I'm most looking forward to in August is Pixar season, because they're some of my favourite childhood films.
Throughout the summer this year, we are running a summer sale. Tickets have gone down to £9 a ticket for general admission, which has made it one of the cheapest in the area, as well as £7 if you remember, which I highly recommend doing.
Winner of the Cannes 2018 Grand Prix, Spike Lee makes a triumphant return with BlacKKKlansman.
God bless white America.
The bizarre and extraordinary true story of how an African-American cop, John David Washington, son of Denzel, and his Jewish colleague, Adam Driver, Star Wars, managed to infiltrate the Ku Klux Klan in 70s America. Ostensibly a comedy and homage to blaxploitation, this is a very darkly humoured piece, delivering a serious message that is still, sadly, very relevant.
We're on a roll, baby.
America first. America first. America first.
If I would have known this was a Klan meeting, I wouldn't have taken this mother.
Oscar-winning Pawlikowski, Ida, My Summer of Love, won Best Director at Cannes 2018 for Cold War.
Dwa serduszka, cztery oczy. Oj, oj, oj.
Shot in lustrous black and white, the film is heartbreakingly evocative. Set in the Cold War era of 50s Poland, Berlin, Yugoslavia and Paris, this is a story of a passionate, doomed affair against the crazy, unlikely backdrop of folk music in a stifling political climate, made all the more poignant and wonderful as the couple are based on the director's own parents. The Children Act has been adapted for screen by Ian McEwan from his novel of the same name.
My name's Fiona May, but in court it's my lady.
Emma Thompson has been universally acclaimed for her role as the workaholic High Court judge Fiona May, presiding over a complicated case of a boy refusing treatment for leukemia. Commanding, empathetic, incredibly well-informed, Thompson inhabits her part and reveals the universe of her character's humanity through the subtlest of nuance.
It's a day of anguish at the World Courts of Justice.
My lady, they're ready for you.
Yardie is actor, producer, DJ and now director Idris Elba's richly vivid and deeply authentic adaptation of Victor Headley's 1992 novel of the same name.
Redemption. Deliver the goods to Rico. When it is done, you let me know.
Yes, I'm in London.
London.
A tale of gangsters, drug running, betrayal and vengeance, beginning in Jamaica 1973 and ending in 80s East End London. With a pitch-perfect soundtrack and a charismatic cast of characters, this bleak period story of Black Britain is both visceral and engaging.
A man have to choose his own path.
You can't go on like this.
I sent you to London so you wouldn't start a war in Kingston.
Screen Arts. At participating picture houses throughout August, catch last chance encore screenings of the Tony Award-winning Broadway musical An American in Paris from London's West End, and the classic spring production of Oscar Wilde's An Ideal Husband from the Vaudeville Theatre.
Sooner or later we all have to pay for what we do.
And now August's news. On the 20th of August, do not miss the legend that is Spike Lee in a satellite Q&A following the 6:30 p.m. screening of BlacKKKlansman. On August the 23rd, Picturehouse Central welcomes Idris Elba for a Q&A following a screening of Yardie, which will be broadcast live by satellite around the group.
The dream works, okay? Just remember that, it does.
Look out for screenings of the universally acclaimed Paraguayan film The Heiresses, currently at 100% on review site Rotten Tomatoes, about two heiress friends who lose their fortunes. One lands in jail and the other has to reintegrate into society. And see if you can spot the smallest campaign ever for Ant-Man and the Wasp. Picturehouse are enormously proud to announce Women's Work, an 8-week season of films running from July 30th to September 30th. We spoke with Nuala O'Sullivan, founder and curator of the Women Over 50 Film Festival, whose short films are being included in the season as WOF Presents.
I am totally delighted that WOF is going to be part of this wonderful season. Discover Tuesdays, Women's Work at Picturehouse. One of the things that I'm really struck by in all these films is they show women as we really are. Young women, old women, whatever our age, whatever our sexuality, gender identity. The women in all these films are not just someone's girlfriend, someone's daughter, someone's wife. They do play those roles, but so much more. And I'm just thrilled and excited to see women of depth and character and complexity and darkness. People in front and behind the camera are beginning to recognise actually older women have fantastic stories. The work of Jane Campion, for example, and Glenn Close, like Joanna Scanlon, you know, these really great stars that are showing great acting chops and directing chops. You know, it's just fantastic to see that work, it really is.
What better way to celebrate summer than with Studio Ghibli's magical animation immersed in the natural world and Japanese folklore?
For us in the West, Ghibli is so important because we've been raised on these very systematic stories of good aggressively fighting versus evil, and Studio Ghibli, coming from their World War II roots during the bombings, they really learned the lesson that aggression and that sort of male hierarchy of society that they grew up in and that they think caused the war to begin with is not the path to take. So they look for alternatives, and when they say, okay, what can we substitute male aggression with? Let's look at female heroes and what do they do and how do they subvert the stereotypes of our storytelling. Ghibli is more relevant in the West now that we're seeing all these rehashes and remakes and re everything of stories that don't work anymore.
That's it for August. Remember to keep up to date at our website, picturehouses.com. And of course, you can book tickets on the go with our handy Picturehouse app. Become a member of Picturehouse Cinemas to get discounts, free tickets, and loads of perks and benefits. If you've been with us for more than a year, you automatically become a premium member, which gives you even more perks and benefits. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in September.